Well, week 1 is over, and what a happy week it was. Now, I'd be lying if I said I didn't put bets up. In fact, I did. I just didn't upload them anywhere. But I assure you, all of them were correct. In this video, I will show you 4 guaranteed winning picks. And if they don't all come up, well, our first pick of this week is the Seahawks plus 5.5 at the Lions. Now, before last week, this game would have been a pick'em. We shouldn't let 1 week of play shift the odds this far, because the Seahawks and the Lions are 2 relatively similar teams quality-wise. The Seahawks got battered at home to a Rams team that no one really had hopes for, while the Lions went to the Arrowhead and beat the reigning Super Bowl champs. So that's why the line moved 5.5. The Lions also have the benefit of having a few extra days of rest and are approaching the game healthy, whereas the Seahawks are missing their 2 tackles. But I still believe that the Seahawks will cover. The Lions' offense struggled against a Chris Jones-less Chiefs, but while the Seahawks' defense did look rough against the Rams, McVay's always done well against Pete Carroll. With a weakened offensive line, Aiden Hutchinson and the Lions' D-line should cause some troubles, but at the same time, the Seahawks receivers are going to give the Lions secondary some problems. The Lions are rightly favourites, and this will be one of the loudest home games in the history of Ford Field. But as a long-suffering Lions fan, this is where they disappoint most. Speaking of long-suffering, the Jets reached a new low. Aaron Rodgers tearing his Achilles might finally convince fans to never let their kids support the Jets. Despite a dramatic win against the Bills, hope has left the building, as it means Zach Wilson is almost certainly going to be the QB1 going forward. Their opponents next week will be the Cowboys, who just laid waste to the Giants. They exposed Brian Daboll's underlying hatred of Daniel Jones, as he kept sending the quarterback out there to get destroyed. The Jets' O-line is just as porous as the Giants, and Zach Wilson with pressure in his face is a recipe for disaster. I imagine the Jets' defense are good enough to hold the Cowboys to a respectable score, but I don't see how the Jets can score at all. If the Giants are going to put up nothing, then how is Zach Wilson going to do anything? Cowboys minus 8.5. It's a lot, but I would not be shocked if the Cowboys destroy another New York team. This Dolphins offense is scary. I've not been the biggest Tua fan, but you can't deny that he's actually improved, and he looks very comfortable in this offense. And why shouldn't he? Especially when you can throw the ball in the direction of Tyreek Hill, and he'll just take it for 200 yards. Recently, the Dolphins have played very well against the Pats. In the last 5 games, they've gone 4-1, and historically, Bill Belichick has kind of struggled against these Kyle Shanahan type offenses, and guess what? Mike McDaniels is one of these. I thought Mac Jones did look good against the Eagles, but when push came to shove, he just couldn't get his team over the line, despite the Eagles giving them chance after chance to actually win the game. And I don't expect Mac to have these chances against the Dolphins, because they will just keep putting up points. So Dolphins minus 2.5. I'll take that. My bet of the week, Chiefs minus 2.5. My logic for this one is simple. I can't see the Chiefs starting the year not in 2. Is that silly logic? Yeah. But you know I'm right. The Chiefs had a narrow loss to the Lions, and this was despite missing Travis Kelce and Chris Jones. Along with this, they were also handicapped by one of the worst receiving performances of all time in Kadarius Toney. And despite all this, they only lost by 1 point. The Jags are a good team. Calvin Ridley, very good receiver, and he's only going to make the rest of the offense better. Trevor Lawrence, he just keeps getting better. Travis Etienne, amazing running back. Doug Peterson, one of the best coaches in the league. Don't matter, they'll still lose. I do want to preface this by saying I'm taking the spread, assuming Travis Kelce will be back. Because if not, I demand it gets stricken from the record. But if he does play, then this is my bet of the week. Chiefs minus 2.5. If not, let's just say my backup is Giants minus 4.5 against the Cardinals, because why not? They can't be that trash again. So there we have it. My 4 picks guaranteed to make you some money this weekend. Follow my advice at your own risk and don't come at me. But do at me, and maybe we can get some other people to follow my foolish advice in the process.